Good day, everyone. Welcome to our presentation. I am Kate Sainanalupa, together with my group mates, Ms. Daphne Bautista, Mr. Carl Eman Garcia, Ms. Jasmine Gonzalez, Ms. Francine Shane Owanes, Ms. Rhea Del Santos, and Ms. Stephanie Elaine Solomon. And we are the group 4, the presenter for today's topic. Today, we were assigned to discuss the topic about globalization of lifestyle. We aim to know and inform you about what globalization of life, what are the things we need to consider. And other than that, our group will also discuss what lifestyle is in the age of globalization. Lastly, we will end by giving you a summary of the topic that we were able to discuss. Next slide, please. To formally start the topic, let me define first the word lifestyle. But first, let me ask you a question. What are the things you used to do in your everyday life? What are the things you think you won't let a day pass without doing that particular action, behavior, attitude, or etc.? Is it browsing the internet? Or is it eating a healthy diet? Whatever that is, it is called lifestyle. From our presentation, lifestyle means a multidimensional, pluralistic, and cross-cutting concept referring to the way we live our everyday, as well as the factors influencing this process. Lifestyle, in other words, is how doing things and living one's life in every day. It is someone's actions, behaviors, and other more that one person used to do in his or her everyday life, as well as the factors influencing this process, such as someone's choice, individual and group process, and other more. According to Bill, lifestyle can be analyzed by looking at someone's activities or behaviors. It can be on consumption, leisure, and household behaviors. The next one is by someone's attitudes and values. Its influences on behaviors such as politics and religion. It can be on someone's preferences, social interaction, and influence. It can be also incoherence, which is the alignment of lifestyle with personal goals. Followed by lifestyle can also be analyzed by someone's recognizability of whether the lifestyle is shared with others or not. Then lastly, by choice, whether people get to choose the lifestyle they want and what are the factors influencing. So now let us hear Mr. Carl Eman Garcia to discuss the additional meaning of lifestyle according to Michael Jen.
Thank you, Ms. Kate. According to Michael Jensen in 2007, provided an in-depth discussion of how lifestyle can be defined and constructed. He contended that lifestyle should be understood in a pluralistic way, encompassing a wide range of human activities. Jensen explained that lifestyle is defined in 3 ways. First, as how of doing things and living one's life. The second, as the totality of factors that enable to us keep ourselves healthy. And last, as our consumption behavior. Given the concept's complexity that Jensen proposed that it be examined at multiple levels. Furthermore, the concept of lifestyle is frequently used as something that must be changed if we are to achieve sustainable development. At these levels, we must comprehend that lifestyle in order to analyze its relationship to issues of sustainable development in the media and in health and development research. The term lifestyle is frequently used. Modus vivendi is a Latin phrase that means way of life, but it should be understood in terms of values and attitudes. The term is frequently used in sociology to refer one of several lifestyles, as individual can express himself or herself through a variety of lifestyle. That would be all to my report. Now let's hear Ms. Santos to discuss her report.
Pleasant day, everyone. I am Raedel Santos, and today I will be discussing those questions or the things we must consider as we study the topic of globalizations of lifestyle. So, in response to the first inquiry, what is the prevailing lifestyle in the world today? In terms of this question, it only indicates whether we are aware of the popular way of life that many people wants to follow. And as we are all aware, the widespread use of digital technology has an impact on our various lifestyle. It impacts almost every aspect of our modern lives, including access to food and healthcare, socialization and productivity, as well as safety and efficiency in transportation. The power of the internet has made it easier to share ideas and resources and create global communities. Furthermore, after its creation, it became arguably the most powerful medium for spotting and influencing trends, not just by celebrities, but by the average person. Next slide po. And as for the second question, what is the prevailing lifestyle in the particular territory or country to that one's belong? So for this question, let's focus on our country, which is the Philippines. As we may know, our country, the Philippines, is known for having a conservative, respectful, religious, and hospitable people called Filipinos. Moreover, the prevailing lifestyle among Filipinos in the Philippines is very simple. For example, given that the Philippines is a Christian nation, you should dress casually and appropriately. Therefore, even in the summer, clothing that shows too much skin will still draw unwanted attention. Also, the Filipino spirit of kinship or bayanihan makes them extremely friendly and always willing to help others. They are usually always smiling, so feel free to respond to their smile. In addition, Filipinos also enjoy watching telenovelas at night, which was another way for the whole family to get together. Sometimes there is karaoke where people sing their hearts out. And those are just a few examples of the typical way of life that Filipinos in the Philippines live. And for the continuations of the things to consider, it will be discussed by Ms. Tapti Bautista.
Thank you, Ms. Santos. Hello, guys. I hope you're still listening as we move on to our next topic. How is one's lifestyle affected by social institutions within a particular community? To start with, everyone has basic social needs, like having different kinds of relationships. These needs are met by social institutions in a community that help form their values, attitudes, interests, entertainment, fashion style, and even their consumption behaviors that completes their lifestyle. So what are those social institutions? The first one is education or school, second one is family, and the last one is religion. Since social institutions are in charge of meeting these needs, which are important for our survival and self-growth, they have a big effect on how we live our lives. Here in the Philippines, we are known as a Christian country, so most of us were raised religiously and conservative in different things. And mostly our decisions in our lives are driven mainly by God's commandments or living in an unstable household. We were taught to prioritize buying cheaper products for our necessities due to lack of funds. Now we can see that this concept that were taught to us are anchored in the expectation that every institution has for us. That as an individual, we must be able to adapt to this concept and fit in the roles, social norms, and culture that are given to us by this every institution. That explains that we can be negatively or positively influenced by them. So it is clear how social institutions have a massive effect on every aspect of our lifestyle within a single community. Next. How do my personality, preferences, aspiration, peers, and other personal factors affect my lifestyle? Since the beginning of our lives, these factors have been honed through our experiences and influences from those people around us. Therefore, the results become our personality, our preferences, our aspiration, and so on. It now becomes part of our lives that helps us to decide on various things that we know are good for us, but with accordance in our capability to comprehend these factors and live with them in our lives. For example, your fashion style started when you grew up admiring your mother's clothes, so you prepared now buying the same style. Or you grew up in a community where entertainment is mostly done in big parties with with karaoke, so you prefer celebrating outside with music. Now, those personal factors, experiences, and preferences affect your decision making in a way you like to live your life. But it is not instant. It is a continuous cycle of changes based on your surroundings and what you allow to be influenced by. For example, your personality and preferences are different when you are 10 than your current age right now. That is why you can have different lifestyle as days goes by. It becomes now clear that these personal factors lead us greatly in how we choose a lifestyle. Let me now call on Ms. Juanas on how globalization affects our lifestyle in terms of food.
Thank you, Miss Daphne Bautista. Hi, everyone. So now we are moving on to lifestyle in the age of globalization. At this point, let us explore lifestyle trends in the age of globalization, particularly those that are visible or accessible in our own community. It is not difficult to understand that culture now really crosses the territorial borders. However, being able to observe cultural interpretation in the food we eat, the clothes we wear, and even the arts and music we produce and consume provides a much more profound experience as to how the cultural flow shapes us individually and collectively. Our primary objective is to focus on observable changes and trends. The first one is food. Here in the Philippines, which is inherently an agricultural country, its biodiversity is high, which entails that there are opportunities to diversify food choices as well. We all have our own individual processes or preferences in accordance with what we want to eat or consume. It can also be influenced by our own values and beliefs as a result of our diverse cultures and traditions, particularly in our religion. For instance, as a member of Church of Christ, I am not allowed to eat Betamax or what we call tinumis. Food is both a basic necessity and a cultural expression. Our cultural heritage is revealed in large part through the food we prepare. Food reveals a lot about our economic activities, household practices, resources, and the nature and integrity of the socio-ecological system in which we live. Globalization, on the other hand, has resulted in significant shifts in our world's food system and dietary patterns, specifically in areas of food access, food availability, and food quality. Because it truly opens the nation up to another nation that has some of the things that we have adopted. It appears that we have adopted their culture. And as a result, our food system has changed. For example, the Korean or Japanese dishes that have become popular now in the Philippines because globalization refers to the spread of nations, which is becoming a way to change our lifestyle in the same way that food has. The factor that influences changes as well as the localization of the food tree. The first, urbanization, in which more people are moving into cities away from their traditional home settings, thus establishing the way for the rise of fast food. Second, foreign investments, which allows territories to import and export processed food, altering traditional food consumption patterns. And now may I call on Ms. Jasmine Gonzalez to discuss the other lifestyle in the age of globalization.
Thank you, Ms. Pansin. Music. The trend of music all over the world has progressed in a fast-paced improvement with the help of technology. With the continuous increase of globalization nowadays, people tend to develop the different aspects of lifestyle of what most people do. That's why they revolutionized music industry by allowing people, especially singers, to write, record, and produce high-quality songs. The music industry has significantly benefited from the widespread use of virtual studio technologies. It can be used to add software synthesizer and effect units to the digital audio workstation. The availability of different equipment and materials that is used to form music are now easily accessible to the market with the help of globalization. We can see from here the direct relationship of globalization, and technology. Music is a lifestyle, and this is how people used to express themselves, their moments, their memories, and their loved ones. Next slide po. Meanwhile, when we talk about sports, this is where most people are inclined with. That's why it was formed locally and internationally to make athletes being qualified as a gold achiever. The development of national and international sports organization and the standardization and universal agreement within and outside the tournament must be kept and remembered. The growth of regularly scheduled international competition and the establishment of unique competition such as Olympic Games and various world championships that aims to include athletes from nations all over the world are some characteristics of globalization of sports. For the wider information with regard to the topic, I would like to call Miss Stephanie Solomon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stephanie Elaine Solomon. First of all, I'd like to give an overview of what is a lifestyle before highlighting the main points of our presentation. As what our presenter said earlier, lifestyle refers to the way of how we live our everyday life, as well as the factors influencing someone's choice. Our attitude and behaviors can be influenced by our religion and politics. Our lifestyle can be based on our own preferences, social interaction, and influence. It is also discussed that the prevailing lifestyle in the world today is the popular way of life that many people want to follow. Widespread use of digital technologies has an impact on our various lifestyle. We now have efficient transportation, and through power of internet, we can be influenced in our preferences in fashion, music, and sport. For example, in the Philippines, we used to wear simple clothes before, but because of the power of internet, we are influenced by TikTok, anime, or K-pop in our fashion sense. In addition, globalization is also affecting us in a negative way. Increased transport connection has resulted in carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gas emission into the atmosphere. These emissions are contributing to climate change, which will have an increasing impact on our daily lives. In conclusion, globalization has influenced politics, economy, and culture not only in the larger context, but even in the manifestation of these spheres in our daily lives. We are challenged to be more thoughtful about our choice and priorities as more options become accessible to us as a result of the inflow of lifestyles from other territories. That's all for our presentation. Thank you everyone for listening in our discussion.